with Daniela at the St. Martin's de Porres School here in Dansiman, and gathered here are scores of sympathizers, well-wishers, friends, family, all gathered here to mark 1 week since the demise of talented musician Ebony. I've seen representatives of the tourism ministry in the person of Honorable Catherine Afeku. In a brief conversation with the Minister of Tourism, she noted that the idea that the late musician will be having a state burial is false, and so the public should be informed. Yes, the tourism ministry, they're going to be involved in the whole funeral process, but no, she wouldn't be getting a state burial.
But I listened to her songs, and when the demise occurred, we rushed to her family's home, and we gave them our sympathies and condolences on behalf of government. And as customary demands, today is the 1 week celebration, so we are all here to commiserate with the family and also to give them our sympathies and to mourn with them, mourn with the industry, and to mourn with the entire family. That's why we're here.
Already people are speculating that she'd be getting a state burial. Is that true?
That is a misconception. It's a very private family issue. We told the family that on behalf of the ministry, we will help give her a befitting burial. And that's exactly what we are doing. State burials are at the discretion of His Excellency. That is not what was promised to them. Nobody told anyone. But the family is very happy that we are here supporting to ensure she gets a befitting burial.
I also want to ask you about, the recent spate of accidents on our roads. Clearly, there's a big problem when it comes to our roads. What do you think can be done to end this menace?
It's actually something that Road Safety Commission has taken it up assiduously, and it's also incumbent on all of us as citizenry to be vigilant, to be cautious, but definitely it is on the minds of government, and we're doing everything possible to expand the road network, add rail, and just driver caution will be partly what we can all advocate. Driver education, driver caution, and just being careful, because life is very precious.
And what lesson can young folks like ourselves, draw from her death or her life?
Careful, caution, be alert on the roads, because you are driving, the other person is driving. So you as the driver, it is incumbent upon you to be alert and to make sure that you avoid all kinds of unwanted calamities.
I've also seen representation of the entertainment industry, talk of musicians, actors.
When I remember Ebony, immediately what comes to mind is somebody who is able to make use of her talent in totality. She uses her art, she uses her costuming, she uses her skill, her dance, and of course the language. Even though sometimes she doesn't write her songs, she's able to own the song and deliver the song as if it is hers. And that is something that I'll remember her for.
You've been in the industry for a while and you've seen a lot of promising careers just like hers cut short. How does that make you feel?
It wakes me up. As a musician, in the year 2003, I had an accident. And of course, I witnessed Terry Bonchaka die through a road accident. We witnessed Kwame Owusu-Ansah die through a road accident. We witnessed Susie Williams die through a road accident. Just recently, we had Vibrant Fire died through a road accident. Now we've had Ebony dying through road accidents. We think road accidents are one of the killers that as a country we can deal with. It is just because we have failed to deal with it. We have let the dealing with it to the hands of politicians, and I think as a country, for so long as we know that road safety is something that can kill you, no matter how careful you individually you are, we must take it head on. One of the things that we feel strongly that if Ghana does, it would reduce the number of deaths that come from road accidents, is if Ghana as a country takes on the challenge of doing dual carriage roads to all regional capitals. All regional capitals. So every road linking a regional capital to a regional capital, it must be dual carriage roads so that these drivers are driving on one side, other drivers are driving on one side. We are not saying that will put an end to accidents, but that would minimize deaths related to road accidents to a high extent. In a country, over 2,900 people die in a year from road accidents. Road accidents is a bigger killer than malaria. It's a bigger killer than HIV/AIDS. We must tackle this on. We must tackle it head on, and that is what the clown called. And we want to use this memory of Ebony to raise this revolution. We must have a change in the way of thinking as Ghanaians. We must change the way we think as a country, and we must take this on. Ghana is about age. South Africa has done it. Nigeria in most places are doing it. Why can't Ghana do it? Is it because it is expensive? Let us as a country devise ways. Parliament must make a law that can ensure that all our roads that links our regional capitals have become dual roads. We need dual carriage roads. It will minimize the deaths. And that's one thing we want to make Ebony's memory bring to us.
What is Musica as a group doing to help the funeral, to lay her to rest?
As an organization, we are doing our bit. I mean, together with the Ministry of Tourism, almost everything you see here is something that we played a key role, from renting of canopies to chairs, and we are going to continuously play a role in her burial. The ministry, together with Musica and Gamro, have already issued a statement that we are going to bury Ebony if the family gives us the opportunity, and the family have given us the opportunity. And so for this 1 week, we virtually are organizing it. You see the stage, everything you see here has been made possible by the Ministry of Tourism, Musica and Gamro.
Talk of musicians, actors.
If I should say I remember Ebony, or whatever I would remember her for, it's just for the way she performs, and I've mostly watched her on TV with her videos, and I think that's why I love her. I've not seen her personally, I've not been to her shows before, but that's the way I know her. I like her.
Okay, so you've been in the industry long enough, and you've seen a lot of promising careers cut short. How does that make you feel?
It's sometimes very sad, very, very sad, especially when it's not through the person's own fault. So I feel so sad for Ebony. It shouldn't have happened now at all.
And one of the things that came up when she died was that our roads are terrible. And one of the things that came up when she died was our roads. And it's something that comes up all the time. Is it something you press on governments to take a look at seriously?
This one, I shouldn't be talking about it. Nobody, the government people, they know. We have Ministry for Highways and whatever, Ministry for Transport or whatever. They know. Why? Do they have to be told to do their work or what? That's why we put them there. That's why they're there. So they should do the work. They should do their work. They should sit there for people to be dying. No. I'm very angry when it comes to this government matters, and I'm very, very angry. I don't want to know. Why?
If I tell people that there was a time I was walking to school, they wouldn't believe it. There was a time I was barefooted, they wouldn't believe it.
Look at that spite. So everybody, the youth shouldn't rush. I love my daughter Ebony. I loved her act. She was somehow similar to me. Those of you who were old 35 years ago, you will see my made-up, you know. But I didn't like the way people criticized her. But the girl was doing well, you know. It is unfortunate that death laid his heavy hands on her. I've wept and wept and wept and wept. Like the mother, she can't come back. She's gone. So we should all just leave our sorrow for God to cheer us up. That's all that I will say.
Well, just one question. You've been in the industry for a long time, and you've seen a lot of promising careers, just like hers, cut short. How does that make you feel?
Like Susie Williams, Kwame Osuansa, Bonchaka, Terry Bonchaka. I mean, I don't understand it. I was doing the same thing. Sometimes Oprah will start a show at Achimoda, and I will be here in the night, 9 o'clock. I will go. I will start my car, and they will tell me, "Oh, it's late." I said, "No, I'm going." At that time, my ears were blocked. So I'm telling the youth to take their time, listen to elders, respect elders, and look up to God for everything that they are doing.
When I heard it, I didn't feel good, because seriously, in our culture, even if you detest somebody and you hear of his or her demise, you will not be happy. So when we heard of her demise, it hit us like a thunderbolt. I didn't have the opportunity to meet her personally, but I've been hearing her music, her songs. Yeah.
You've been in the industry for a while, and you've seen a lot of promising careers like hers cut short, you know, through accidents and a lot of things like that. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, if you ask me this, then if I say anything and I'm not careful, I'll blaspheme. And when you blaspheme too, it's a sin to blaspheme, and your punishment will come later. But you know, God knows what He does, and He does well. We don't understand the ways of God. He has wonderful plan for everybody. All of His creations, He has plans for them. So if it is the plan of God to call her to come to Him, I wouldn't know. But then, it seems these days, the roads is kind of consuming a lot of our people. And I wouldn't put it on the road. I'll put it on us. Because in every, you know, when God created us, He handed down laws to us through Moses, the 10 Commandments. So when you fall foul of the 10 Commandments, you have the punishment. Now, in Ghana, we also have our laws. We have our constitution. If you fall foul of the laws, you pay for. Now, the highway, on our roads, we have something we call highway code. Most of us do not respect the highway code. Sometimes, if a driver drives reckless, and you try to call his attention to how bad he's driving, he will insult you. As if, instead of saying sorry, as if there's a bill to pay when you say sorry to somebody, which is not good. When we start to respect our highway code, I believe we'll go far.
Finally, what will you remember her for? What is that one thing that you always remember Ebony for?
Well, you know, the youth of today, their lyrics are nothing to write home about. But I would say she chose her words quickly. The lyrics, you know, instead of saying certain things in a profane way, she shied away from it. But it was we, the Ghanaians, who drew our attention to what she was not trying to say. But then, when it comes to her lyrics, it was good. Yeah.
Finally, well, what are your words to her family and her friends and all the younger ones out there?
Well, I'll express my condolence because they have lost a daughter. And my message to the young ones is, you know, I don't want to preach, you know, because it's not the time for me to preach. But then we should be sure, we should be careful, we don't fall short of the 10 Commandments.
I didn't believe it at first when I got the call, because we're even talking a day before that night. So I'm like, how? I had to go to her house to confirm. And even as of now, I still don't believe it, even though all this is going on. But it feels like it's all a prank because I'm still in shock. Yeah.
What's that one thing you always remember her for?
She's fun to be with. She's very lovely, full of herself.
One of the things that a lot of people, you know, kept saying about her was her fashion sense and her dress sense and the sort of music that she put out there. On the other hand, people thought that, you know, she was herself and she was very true to herself. What do you think about the sort of image that she portrayed out there?
We are all different, and she's a musician and she's a dancehall artist. So I believe that has to do with the brand. You know, we can all not wear Kabayan sleeves and this. You know what I'm saying? I think she's just been creative, and you know she's so talented. Despite her dressing and all, we still love her music. So we just, I mean, for me, I'm looking at the creative side. Yes, not so much into the dressing and all. Cause I mean, she's a dancehall artist, so it goes with it. Yeah.
Okay, finally, what would you say to her family, her friends, and everyone who's lost someone dear?
They should just take heart. I know it's not easy to lose someone at a very young age. It's not easy at all. I mean, they should just take heart. With time, they'll get over it. Yeah.
Okay, and finally, I'm just curious. You know how when someone closer to your age dies, it's more shaking, like it shakes you more. Did it, you know, make you start reflecting on your life or anything like that?
I remember last week when the thing happened, I was telling people on my Snap that I've learned so much, and from this whole thing, I have learned a whole lot of lessons. I've learned to be myself. I've learned to focus more on my career and not really thinking about what people are going to say. Because, I mean, if she were to listen to what people say, she would have stopped her music maybe. Maybe we'll all not be here. Maybe we'll not be celebrating her by now. But she never paid head to all those things. She was just creative and was just herself. So, to me, you should just focus, be creative, and just be yourself.
It's a sad day, but it's God that gives and it's God that takes. So in all things, we give thanks to the Almighty God.
What would be your tribute to her?
I'll always love her. Just that simple. I'll always love her, and I know she's resting in the hands of the Almighty God.
Now, you know, the recent spate of accidents on our roads is becoming a problem.
Yeah.
If you had a chance to tell any politicians or even the president, what would be your message to him as a way we can do, or something we can do to stop the menace?
They are taking toll booths. They are taking money for toll booths. They are taking taxpayers' money. You understand? So they should do the roads. They should make sure that our roads are all fantastic. And also drivers should always be confident when they are driving. And they should watch when they are driving. You understand? They should drive with confidence. And also, they should, when drivers are driving, there's one thing. They should make sure that they have everything good on their car or in their car. I think that would be the best way. At least when there is accident or when there are problems, you can save situations. Maybe some drivers drive without good headlights. Yeah, you understand. These are problems. So I believe that with that, it will help us.
We should not just throw our lives anyhow. There's so much talent in Ghana, and sometimes we have a misplaced talent. And so we should not misplace our energy. We should channel our energy to the right way. If it's surprise we should learn, we should fear God, we should do the things of God. And nothing prevents you from being in the music ministry and going to church. Because the beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. So I pray that we begin to go to church and love God. The rest.
Many are of the belief that, you know, she influenced young ladies with indecent dressing and their indecent exposure. Do you share the same sentiment?
I think that what is good, what is bad is bad. The truth is only one. Nobody can condone that nakedness and nudity is good. But she needed somebody to speak into her life. And I believe that if she had lived after I had ministered and witnessed to her, if I would even shared a joke, that the next time she was coming to church, she would wear a mask. She kept saying, "Daddy, I'll shock you. I wear a mask to church." And so, who knows? She needs to be witnessed to. She needs to be spoken to. People do things because they don't understand why they do it. But when we help them out, constantly, and that is why we don't just have to criticize them. Why am I here? I'm here to encourage the boys and girls. I'm here to be a good influence. I am Lawrence Tata for crying out loud. Most of my colleagues will not come to a place like this. But I'm here so that some of them will know that we love them. When I'm witnessing to them, I'll be witnessing to them from the spirit and the spirit of love, not in condemnation.
And also some political figures like Honorable Ursula Owusu, who is the communications minister.
We all have to be more careful, either as drivers or as passengers. And the little we can do is to institutionalize the wearing of seat belts. If we did, it would cut road fatalities by half. And there's evidence of that. Little things that we can do to protect ourselves. We all need to do it as a matter of urgency. Too many lives are being lost. We should look at the quality of our cars and the roads, but let us do what we can as individuals to also protect ourselves. And I think it is critical. If we all use this as an example of what we shouldn't do. I don't know if she was wearing a seatbelt or not, but if they were, they probably would have been saved. So those are the little things that we can all do. It hurts to see such young lives with so much promise cut short. And we don't pray that any of it should happen again. So we all need to take the steps that we can to protect it. We need to improve the quality of our roads. We need to take care of our cars. We need to enforce our road traffic regulations. We all need to understand that the laws are there to protect us and to provide more sanity on our roads. So the law enforcement should be up and doing. And all of us as media men, you can also help promote this culture of respect for road traffic regulations and simple things like not talking on your mobile phone or texting when you're driving, and wearing seat belts can save lives. Let's all work together to preserve the lives that the good Lord has blessed us with. We only have one life. When it's gone, it's gone.
Now, you are a politician, and she clearly is an entertainer. How did your path cross?
Just the Sunday before she died, I was in Sunyani with Honorable Damboch, and we were talking about her and what a phenomenon she had become. And I was saying that I hadn't met her, but I know her music and I love her music. And we're all singing it, only to realize 2-3 days later that she was gone. That's how transient life is. And that's why we all need to make the most of the little time that we have, you know, and touch people's lives. And there is so much we can do. She lived her life her way and expressed her own individuality, her own way, regardless of what people thought. And she was genuine. Yes, she may have made mistakes, but she was just being herself. Sometimes we focus too much on what society expects of us, that we kill our own individuality, our own promise, and destroy our own talent. But we can marry the two and let it become something beautiful. And that's what she did. So at 21, the
there are very few people in this country who can say they have never heard her music, never heard her name, never seen her perform, just because she was being herself. And there's a lesson in there for all of us. Sometimes we snuff out the good things in others by being too critical. Let us encourage people who are doing well. Look at the good things in the lives around us and build them up. Yes, correct their mistakes, but don't kill their spirit. We do a little too much of that. She lived in this constituency. I did a lot of campaigning in her neighborhood, but I never met her. And that is my loss, because I'm sure that it would have enriched our lives mutually if we had met. But her memories will live on, and we would encourage more young people, talented young people, to also explore and dream and experiment. And let's see where that will take them. We'll make our mistakes and learn from it, but we can also learn valuable lessons from it, which can improve upon the little that we're doing. She will be missed.
So I'm here with old students of Methodist Girls Senior High School, and these are friends and classmates of the late Ebony. We're going to be finding out from them what their favorite memories are of the late dancehall act. So what do you remember? What's your favorite memory of him?
Oh, Priscilla. Priscilla is a very good friend. She's more like a sister. She became my schoolmate, my sitting mate, and we're in the same crew together. That's Team DBs. She's been a very good friend. I really love her. So when I heard the news, my heart was broken. Yeah, she's a very good person. Yeah.
One of the things that people think is that, she portrayed a certain image out there in the music industry. Is that who she really is, or she was just doing that, for the fame?
No, she wasn't doing it for fame. That's how she is. Priscilla, we all know that's how she is. She's a very cool person. Like, she's very real. She doesn't like to fake. She's a very good friend, and we don't know what to say, but we don't know. Lord knows best. Yeah, but she's a very good person. Yeah.
What do you also remember of the late Ebony?
Ebony, I don't know what to say, but Priscilla was a very good person. She was okay, and she was very real. Yeah, she was one of the friends I always understand here, because I knew her life was different from ours. I like the way she is, and she's a girl who doesn't joke with her food at all. That's the most favorite part I remember. She can get her food, she won't give anyone. She'll eat it alone, and later come back and talk to you and ask you for water. Like, that's all. And she normally writes songs with her left hand, and she'll be like, girls, come and listen to my song, whether it's nice, and like, we go for dining, and she'll be singing, and we tell her, yeah, that's very, very nice, you should keep it up. And she'll be like, thank you, I'll be a star, I don't want to continue school, like, what do you think? The very first day she had her first tattoo, she was like, hey, it's Mavis around, I'm scared though. Like, so she came with this friend, Doreen and Dorcas. That was, she went to Kumasi, and she had that tattoo. So when she came, she was like, I'm scared. So I was in the classroom mine, and she was like, I've gone for a tattoo. And I'm like, let me see. And she showed it to me, like, okay, cool. But don't do it again. But as times went on, it was part of her. She was my classmate. She was my friend. She was my schoolmate. She was a whole lot to me. So Ebony, she has really worried us a lot, especially the DBs. All we say is she should rest in peace, and God knows best. If this death is not for Ebony, we want her to come back and revenge her death, because it's very, very painful. She's the apple of her dad's eye, and all of a sudden, she has to go.
Oh, she used to say, damn, the guy I was born with. I like her so much. I like her so much. She was very, very cool. Yeah.
And when you heard it, what were your initial reactions?
I broke into tears because it was very sad. I didn't expect it, but what will we do? We have to live it together.
How about you? What are your memories of Priscilla?
Priscilla, she was a very, 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 very funny friend of ours, sorry. And she was so fun to be with. She's so crazy, like, she makes us all laugh. We're so stubborn, like, my God. And when I heard that she has just gone off, we're so sad. It was so sad.
And also, if you can see, mother and father of Ebony Reigns, they're dressed in white. I know you're wondering, why are they dressed in white? Well, according to the Akan tradition, when you lose your child for the first time, you're supposed to, clothe yourself in white. And so, yes, you're grieving the tragic death of your daughter, but also celebrating the life she lived.
Reporting for Joy News, Daniela Ejuasari, and I've been doing this with
Noella Kareniali.